What's good? What's good, everybody? What's really going on? Like Facebook says, what's on your mind? All right, it's your big homie, Big Bad A, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all so much. It's the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast, man. And once again, man, I got crazy, beautiful, deep content for y'all, man. And it's not crazy. I'm gonna just say something to y'all, man. I figured out something. I was wondering, for a while, I was wondering why people wasn't, I was like, why nobody messes with me? Why doesn't anybody mess with me? I got a few friends in this day and time in my life, and very few acquaintances. And I was like, damn, why don't nobody fuck with me, man? I know a lot of people like me. I know a lot of people love me. I got a lot of friends that I had in the past, but I'm gonna just be real with you. When you start living in the truth, when you become knowledgeable to what's really going on in life, and you stop playing around with life, you will lose majority of the people who are in your life. Let me just break that down. What is the truth? What is a lie? It's very clear and simple to understand what the truth and a lie is. But nowadays, everything's been bleeded in between. Everything's been like blended. They blend the truth and the lies, so it's kind of confusion. It's a lot of confusion nowadays. If you base your life in God, if you base your life on God, if you base your life thinking about God, if you base your life living in the ways that God intended man to live, and how do you do that? You study all the religious texts. On this earth, all the religious texts are pretty much the same. Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, all of them are pretty much the same. They're a guideline to keep you in control, to keep you in line, to keep you living somewhat righteous, as far as a human could go. Because a human is only driven by flesh and a lot of things. We're driven by hunger and thirst. And nowadays we're driven by our desires and our wants and wishes and stuff like that. So we have a lot of deterrents. And we have a lot of things that keep us from being as pure as we should be. Let me break this down. Once you stop participating in the customs of America, because if you're not living your life if you're just going from custom to custom to custom to custom to like that. And now by that I mean Christmas, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the way on down the line. It's a revolving, never-ending cycle. Now I'm just gonna break it down. A lot of people say, well, Christmas is celebrating the birth of Jesus, and Easter is celebrating the rebirth of Jesus and all that. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. Because if you really know the history of religion and the history of history, Christianity, Jesus was not born on December 25th. There is a million inconsistencies in the way that the religions are practiced. Like, say, for instance, Halloween. Halloween is an evil witch, pagan witch holiday where they had you doing so many evil things, like, say, for instance, bobbing for apples. The game Bobbing for Apples, where you put your face in the bucket of water and you try to bite an apple with your mouth and come up with it. All right. Do you know that game originally was created by witches, and they had people bobbing for those apples like that, but if you didn't come up with an apple, they chop your head off and your head floats in the water as well, and they still have people bobbing for apples with heads floating in the water. Did you know that? Did you know that on Christmas, Santa Claus was really a saint from back in the days of, well, for one, do you not see the Santa is Satan? All you thing you got to do is switch the N to the N. Take the N and put it on the end of the name. Santa is Satan. Y'all don't even realize what's really going on and what you're really, really participating in. A lot of people say that, like I was speaking to one of my family members and she said she didn't believe in the devil. Okay. You don't have to believe in anything. You don't have to base your life on any belief. You could just exist on this earth and go from custom to custom and float through life, not understanding anything and not knowing about anything. You could just float through the life, coasting, standing on the treadmill or the quote unquote conveyor belt that the world has set for you, like at an airport. You could just stand still and let the world take you, you know, or you could use your mind, use your brain that God gave you and try to understand the world you're living in so you could make better decisions as an adult. So you can make better decisions for your children. So you can make better decisions for your future and your and control your destiny. If you do not understand that we have been limited with choices to life, limited with options in this life, then that's why you're limited with choices and abilities in this time. These times are not to be just lived idly and just to let the world. Because if you look at the world, I was born in 1985. If you look at the world from 1985 till now, the world's done about a 720-degree spin. It's done rotated 5 or 6 times over. You get what I'm saying? There wasn't even cussing back in the days on records and stuff. And then you had people, Two Live Crews, and different people who pushed the envelope, who go against the ways of of righteous, and they just push the envelope and go more evil. Now we're but ladies are butt naked dancing on TV talking about their pussy and how wet their pussy is. WAP, wet ass pussy. We're living in a time to where we've been pushed to the extinction in the brink of humanity. We were humans. Think about the back in the days in the ancient times. If you're not even being there, just think about the ancient times where you had ancient Egyptians, ancient Romans, I would just say the Egyptians and Babylonians and those old black civilizations where black people were dignified, where black people had a set of laws that we lived by, where we had rules, where we had God in the forefront of our minds. We had our own God. And I'm going to say this one thing. There's only one God. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what I believe. There's only one overseer over this whole universe and everything. Man controls a lot. Man has learned from the ways of God. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason man has so much dominion over us in this world is because he studied the ways of our ancient civilizations, and he studied the ancient gods, and he studied the ancient civilizations and ancient wise men and wise women, and he's using those tactics to dominate you. There's no the magic being used on you is black magic, and I'm not talking about witchcraft and evil magic. The magic that's being used on you is your people's magic. The ancient African culture's magic, the ancient African culture, civilization and culture is the ways that they're keeping us captivated now, because they know that our spirit vibrates to a certain wavelength. So they speak things on the same wavelength from our people to vibrate right into our spirit. That's why they have the women singing. That's why they have our black women and our black women singing, entertaining, and doing all the things that could get straight to your soul, because they know we are the key. Black people are the key to humanity's soul, and they know that. Everybody knows that. You know, why do you think they go to Africa to learn about all the medicines that they make? Why do you think they go to all the foreign countries, the quote unquote third world countries, to learn all the ways to live and survive? That's why. We done taught them everything. We gave the blueprint to existence. Now the world's being turned around and used against us to dominate us. It's very sad time we're living in. It's very, but it doesn't have to be sad. That's what I mean. That's what I'm getting at. It doesn't have to be bad if you use your mind, go back to the ways of your ancestors and do what you was always intended to do on this earth. And that's live according to the way God's life and living according to the way the ancestors live. You don't have to eat natural flavors, eat babies. You don't have to make sacrifices. You don't have to commit murder. You don't have to commit adultery. You don't have to commit sins. You don't have to have sex with every woman you meet because your loins can't control themselves. You don't have to do these things. You get what I'm saying? We are in control, but y'all have allowed the devil to control your bodies. That's why you can't control what you do. You can't control the fact that you're hungry. You can't control nothing about your life. Man, it's your big homie, Big Beta, man. The only reason I'm living in bliss and living positive like I am is because I'm in full control of my life. I'm not bogged down by any traditions. I don't celebrate any of the holidays except for my birthdays and New Year's, because that's not a paganistic thing. That is an anniversary thing, because an anniversary is very important in our culture. But it's your big homie, Big Beta, man. Much love to all my subscribers. Shout out to all my new subscribers, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all been coming in as of late, and I got good content for y'all. I'm going to keep it rolling for y'all, man. Wake up. Don't ever, if you wonder why nobody fucking with you, if you wonder why nobody's coming around and that, you're probably living the right way or you're living the wrong way. It's either polar opposites. But in my case, people are scared of me because I'm living like I'm living. And I'd rather live like this than die for nothing. It's your big homie, Big Beta, man. It's the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.